Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you four cool quotes and thoughts from Tim Ferris's The 4 Hour Work Week. This will cover pages 20 to 25. And like I said, there's going to be four key topics that we'll talk about. So the first one, it is important to do and be all the things you want to, not just to buy them. Why is this quote cool? By the way, it's not a direct quote. It's like I paraphrased what he said on page 21. One reason could be because it reflects the importance of being acutely aware of what you want and how to satisfy those wants, rather than creating and achieving desirable outcomes set by others. Several examples stand out from the book. For one, the importance of considering the key thought above is to recognize and ideally avoid as much as you can when you are buying things you don't want with money that you don't have to impress people you don't like. This kind of thinking, like buying things you don't want with money, blah, 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 was also said by Dave Ramsey and Walter Slezak. The importance of mental acuity was also reflected in Herbert Bayard Swope's quote on page 28. I can give you a surefire formula. I can't give you a surefire formula for success, but I can give you the formula for failure. Try to please everybody all the time. Another example of this kind of thinking could be seen on page 22, where Tim clearly states that there is a crucial difference between being and living like a millionaire. One more example outside of the book that came to my mind was a quote by Martha Graham. So this is a pretty long quote. You can skip this part if you want to. It'll probably take maybe 1 minute. But it's a worthwhile quote to read yourself, you know. You can listen to the first bits and then search it on Google, or just search Martha Graham quote with the key words being vitality, life force. So this is the full quote. I'll read it real quick so you can get an idea of the key thinking behind this quote and why I like it. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You do not even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep yourself open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. No artist is pleased. There is no satisfaction whatever at any time. There is only a queer divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching and makes us more alive than the others. Powerful quote. I was introduced to this by Brian Callen, who mentioned the quote in the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. There's so much going on in Graham's quote, all of which are beautiful, unique, and for me somehow extremely comforting. For this reason, I may write a separate essay or make a separate video on her quote alone and link it to other cool thoughts in my head. For now, I offer a tentative thought that captivates some of the key aspects of the discussion in this section. Do and be what is truly you, because it is the only way to hate yourself a bit less. Okay, second topic that I found really cool and interesting from Tim Ferris's book. It's on page 20. And I call it The Beauty of Minimum Necessary Work for Maximum Effect. So what are the benefits of this mode of working? Well, you get maximum effect and quality. I know it's obvious, but it is still interesting to try and understand why this is the case. And an extremely superficial, albeit still integral, part of the answer has to do with a more targeted though intense, energy expenditure. Another reason that some may also consider obvious or even trivial is that this mode of working frees up time for leisure, which is super important, not least because it is integral to your identity. Vague identities contribute to unstable mental state and worse health span. Please notice that a huge caveat in what I just said, like the previous two sentences, is just a logical deduction with no academic references, and there are probably a lot of flaws in terms of the actual logic of such deduction itself. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm trying to get across the things that are popping up in my head, or more accurately, the reactions that are going on in my head when I read these cool bits from Tim Ferris's book. So to end this bit on minimum necessary work and maximum effect, I'd like to say that another cool thing about this mode of working is that it could be seen in other fields as well, including sports science. In the world of bodybuilding, this concept is referred to as the minimum effective volume needed to induce muscular hypertrophy, while concepts such as greasing the groove and RPE, or rate of perceived exertion training, has also been used in Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting. So yeah, that's the end of the second section. Now on to the third section or topic. I'm a bit drunk at this stage. So the third topic, I call it dichotomous thinking. And obviously, dichotomous thinking is problematic in many ways and can be useful in certain circumstances too. I give you that. In the field of business and careers, traditional notions of work retirement are an example of this kind of thinking, this dichotomous thinking. One reason why this is problematic is perhaps due to a weakened ability to distinguish between inactivity and excitement. Tim suggests that most people claim to want the former when they actually want the latter. Another reason could be people's high level of insulation to death, which may have tricked their subconsciousness into believing in ideas such as immortality, or make them believe in the idea of immortality more, subconsciously, of course. People may be less aware of death's relentless and random pursuit of all living beings. Whoa. Things just got dark. Huh. If you read my Medium article on this, you probably recognize that I'm basically reading off the article. Like, I'm trying to add some entertainment quality to this, but I think the script is pretty okay, so that's why I'm reading straight off it. Any case, I'm just gonna continue. Such insulation may reduce the value of time in people's minds, make them think that there will always be more time, that is, and that wasting it is acceptable. Tim's final take on this specific case of dichotomous thinking is an invitation to entertain the idea that inactivity is not the goal. The goal is to do something exciting. Jesus Christ, I need to correct some bits of it in my Medium article. A lot of mistakes. Okay, the last topic. Here we go. I call this is a really, it's interesting, but I'm not quite sure I can talk about it quite clearly yet. So I call it I call this topic confronting the fear of lump sums and the aversion to contextualize it. And I got this from page, like, cool stuff from page 22-25. Until I find a more succinct way of putting across this idea, I think you'll have to just bear with this extremely long subtitle. The key idea is that small regular payments, such as rents in big cities and paying for food, seems acceptable precisely because it is small, and we tend to overlook the total amount we have to pay. I think what Tim is trying to get at, I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth, I guess I am, but I hope he can forgive me if I misinterpret this. I think what Tim is trying to get at is that managing a lump sum that would be equal to the total amount of the said small regular payments would allow you to live like a millionaire. For example, take an awesome trip rather than to rather than dream to be or even being a millionaire. Perhaps it speaks to the importance of perspective and contextualizing facts, and even recognizing the importance of giving yourself some kind of reward. At this stage, I basically read off the script from my Medium article. If you want to read it yourself and not, tolerate my annoying voice and my inability to pronounce some words, you can check the article out too. The link will be in the description. I'd like to end with an endnote, which is also in my Medium article, and I'm going to read straight from it because I think I wrote it. The way I wrote it wasn't too bad. So this is what I'd like to end with. It is always better to buy the book and read it for at least two reasons. The book being Tim Ferris's book. Because one, it shows Tim that you appreciate his work, and two, you can form your own thoughts by reading the full passage rather than hearing snippets of it from this video or reading snippets of it from my article. Like, this is a cool thing. This is one of the reasons why I started this channel. I feel like it feels pretty cool when you learn cool stuff, and when you are able to share it with other people. It's just a really nice chain reaction. And I don't see myself as someone who's smart or anything. I just feel like I'm lucky enough to be exposed to these kind of information and that I can share it with other people. And if we keep doing this, I think it's going to lead to the production of better and more ideas. And aside from that, I think once you get involved in this chain reaction, I feel like, well, I can't speak for you, but at least for me, it helped improve my quality of life a lot in many ways. So I hope this is somehow useful, somehow fun. Yeah, thanks for listening. That's it, man.